In COMOSYS, you can use the match elements command very effectively when you want to make something the same as something else. Now, it works with all kinds of elements, all kinds of objects. It will work with bolts, it will work with wells, it will work with profiles, it will work with even with macros. So for example, let's say you have these two bolts over here. It's basically when you show it a target, a source bolt, it's going to change the sources according to the target according to the source. So let's modify this a bit. First, let's change the diameter of this one to 12 millimeters to make it a smaller bolt, and also make it a workshop bolt. So the color is going to change as well. So the workshop bolts are green, and this is a smaller diameter as compared to this one. Furthermore, what we can do is maybe go into the positions, and maybe we can do, instead of 2 into 70, just make it 1 into 70. Let's see. Yeah, so lesser bolts as well. Now, if you have this kind of a situation, if I can select this one, or I can select multiple bolts and just right click and say match elements over here. When I do that, I can then show a source bolt group. When I do that, what you will see is that when I do that, several things are changed. The diameter is modified according to that, but the positions are not. So even the site location is not. So the two things which do not change are the location, whether it's a site bolt or a workshop bolt, and the position of the bolts. But other things like diameter, for example, or the tolerance, for example, let's say the tolerance of this one was 5 millimeters, let's say, and the tolerance of this one is 2 millimeters. If I were to select this one and say match elements to this one, it'll bring it back to the 2 millimeter tolerance over there. So basically the parameters and the attributes of the bolt group are reassigned according to the newly chosen source. Now the same logic would hold for profiles as well. So for example, if these are smaller, these are IPE 160, and if I wanted all of these three to basically become the same as this big one, I could just say right click and I'd say match elements and show this particular profile, and then all of them would become IPE 300 like this one. Now the same would also hold for macros. So for example, right now I've got this macro, which is this connection between the IPE 300 and the main beam with 4 bolts, but the others have a single bolt only. So I can select the other 3 macros, which are the same type. They're all stiffened end plate. And I can just say right click and say match elements, and I can say match those according to this source. And when I do that, those macros all get modified according to this particular source macro. The same obviously would hold for plates and wells as well, and you can very easily use the match elements command to modify one according to the other. So this is a very convenient way of making large modifications. Once you're happy with a particular one, you can, with a particular macro or a particular profile or a particular bolt group or something, you can use its settings and just basically copy it onto the other ones. Obviously, some things in the target locations will not change. So for example, if let's say these lengths, the lengths of these 3 beams were shorter than this 4th one, then when I do match elements, only the profiles would change. The lengths and the definition points would remain the same. So the definition points remain the same. COMOSYS will not change the definition points, but the other attributes, it'll just copy on to your element.